Guys, we are live. Things are looking a little bit red and messy. I don't know if you can see that BTC sign behind me. It's even turned red. It's one of these dark days out there in the markets. But, you know, not necessarily a bad day. I see we've got a few alts giving us a couple of opportunities here. We've also got BTC sitting on a fib, which I'm going to show you guys shortly. We've now got alts sitting on corresponding fibs. So BTC is on a 382. I've got things like Lido on a 618. We've got Injective on a 382. We've got GRT on a 382. We've got Optimism on a 618. So things are holding now. It's like a creaking, like an old pirate ship here. And maybe we're going to get our entries here, maybe not. I've added to my sol position. It's sitting in a nice area. I'm still sitting in Rune, which I rode to the depths of hell yesterday after we took that Rune long at the end of our session. I'm still in Rune. I'm hanging on to that region there at the moment. And CAS is sitting on a trend. I'm going to exit CAS if I lose a certain area. So I'm going to tell you guys about that shortly. Right. I've got Dave and I've got Bruce with me today. Simon is not here, but he's going to update us from the Discord. Dave, what's happening?
What's going on, guys?
And Bruce, the Tomo King, is here, and we know that you are in a Tomo position right now.
Good morning, and that just happened moments ago.
Quickly, long or short?
Long.
Long Tomo right now. Bruce is long Tomo right now, guys. Okay, so just looking at this banter bubble situation again, I don't know why we keep seeing Pulse and Hex. They shouldn't even count. But the rest of the market, guys, is not looking pretty. Unless you're an 𝗏𝗡𝗍 fan, then you're cooking. But you know, everything's taking a bit of beating here while BTC was settling down, and we've lost a couple of trends I've seen. So guys, let's jump into BTC. Dave, I want to hear your comments on BTC as well. I see we are on quite a critical area here. This is the 4-hour range that I love to play with, as you guys know. And what I've done is I've pulled my fibs from this low over here to the latest high, and we are sitting bang on this 382. And no coincidence, again, guys, when BTC sits on a nice solid fib, we've got the alts doing similar things. Well, not all of them, but some of them, and that's how we like to play this game. So is this sell-off done here, Dave? What's the plan?
I'm feeling like it is, but I do think we might see just one more fake out, and then we go. So I'm paying attention to that.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, looking at that, then if we do get one more dip here, we probably looking at this area here, 26,160, which also ties in with this major area that we've been watching for absolute weeks here. So, you know, these are our areas, and I think if BTC starts losing this now, we need to start watching dominance to see if these alts are actually now holding these key areas. If we get that little whip down on BTC, let's look at the bigger picture stuff quickly. This is BTC 2-day, guys, and you can see the iron wall actually played out. I remember on the way down that iron wall did nothing for me, and we crashed straight through it. But here it is, you know, pumped straight into the iron wall. Why is it an iron wall? It's a massive time frame, 382. We've got horizontals there. We got trend. I've got the 200-day MA, the 200-week MA, and the 50-day MA. It's a massive area for BTC. So yeah, a lot of work to do over there. But right now we are watching this area. On a bigger picture, you can see that center little portion also playing out here for us. So what is this? 26,300, which has been a key talking point for us for the last while. Okay, guys, let's jump into some of these altcoins. I do have a couple for you. Here's Sol, which I've done a full round trip on. I've really enjoyed the journey. It's been a lovely ride, all the way up, all the way back down. We back at the top up zone over here. Here's the old 382. I've got horizontal, I've got trend, and you can see this is why I love these reaction zones. Obviously, guys, just because it's a reaction zone doesn't mean it holds forever and it pumps forever. But you know, I love these sensitive areas, and look how Solana is reacting here. Horizontal 382 trend, we got our little reaction. So, you know, for me, this bullish trend is still in play. If we lose this trend, things start turning bearish, and we have to reassess our strategy, because once we lose a trend like this, for example, we start looking to sell these pumps, and we look at bearish sort of areas. So right now the bulls are still in control here, in my view, in this area, unless we start losing this trend. So this is the sole 4 hour currently that we are watching. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. Rune, look at this thing. We hung on for dear life here because we had the 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗏 indicator as well as these fibs telling me a story. And you know, I stayed in this position here on Rune, and now we're getting our result here, fortunately. So yeah, I'm going to move my stop up now after feeling that pain all the way down to what was it, 1.747. That was quite a deep burn, that one. But okay, so we're good to go here on Rune for now. Scalpers, you need to zoom in a bit now. If you've missed this lower entry, you're going to have to zoom in a little bit, look for a setup. You probably missed a break now. If we look at this, yeah, you can see this thing has broken a bit of a trend, and it's well on its way now. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so that one is well on its way. Let's see how that plays out. Render, this was a good one. We got that break of trend, guys. If you're on the Banter Discord, you would have got your alarms yesterday. We had an alarm set for this break of trend, and we looked at stop areas. And guys, this is a great discussion point for later as well, as to how we play stop losses with these cryptos, because sometimes they can be hell of a volatile, especially with that with the interest rates yesterday. So we had stop areas that were of interest. You can see this zone here actually played out perfectly. We got that little pullback, but then it was a beautiful move up for Render. So if you guys got that and you gave yourself some breathing room yesterday, you've taken advantage of this lovely move, and that was a typical mid-range trade. It wasn't a high impact zone. We turned into scalpers there yesterday. So you can see this area still playing out, but we are still mid-range and we are tracking up. We want to just slowly make our way up there, and you know, you can create these trends, guys, and when we start losing these trends, then you start looking at these areas lower down. Optimism, look at this guy, perfect 618. I pulled a 618 from the low on the 11th of September to the high, 618 bounce, tied in so nicely with these horizontals, and we got our reaction that we wanted to. So now what I'm seeing on Optimism, for those of you who like this token, possible head and shoulders scenario playing out here, look out for this. We might get a rejection up there if we push that high. So this 382 for me now is going to come into play as a resistance zone, and you can see why. So potential bear country up here for the shorters for this head and shoulders. Injective 786. Nice. Little move there. Bigger picture. Okay, small picture 786. Bigger picture 382. So, you know, I grabbed this injective off a 786. There's my BitGet. I'm warming up for this BitGet tournament, guys. Me and Sheldon on the same team, and I'm just scalping a little bit here. Here's this Rune situation. I still find myself in. There's the injective that I bought off that 786. So just getting used to the platform. I'm loving it so far. So yeah, guys, don't forget, join Sheldon and my team. We are in that competition next month. We need you on our squad. Dave, Bruce will obviously be with us. Simon will be with us. We got quite a formidable team forming here. So guys, the link is in the description. Sign up there, BitGet, join our team, and let's get stuck into this competition. Matic, guys, look at this thing. We lost this major support, but we got our trend. So unfortunately, it wasn't my preferred zone or bounce zone for Matic. I love it when we get that 382 tied in that horizontal. That's normally my favorite play. But we did get a reaction on trend, so that this bull trend is actually still intact. If we lose it, guys, we start looking at things like a 618 bounce. Then things look bearish. We ride it up. We can look for rejections at old support, which then becomes resistance, trend lines, things like that. I got you guys Kuji. I mentioned this yesterday. Oh, this has just happened. How's that? This has just happened.
Wow.
Guys, you got to trust the science. Look at this thing. Okay,
Wow.
this has happened in the last minute or whatever, because I had this chart ready 5 minutes ago for you guys. Yeah, so look at this, a dump straight into the 618 and trend. If you play this game, you play the fibs, you play the high time frame fibs, you play the horizontals tied in with trends and things like that. Look at this move on QG. 12% buy just for saying hello from a 618. So somebody was obviously prepared for that, waiting for it, and they got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, well done if you ever caught that. Sure, that's a hell of a move, guys. TRB. So I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us about TRB. I know Fahad's in the chat. He often talks about it. Yeah, we had a nice move yesterday. A classic 382. Look at this. We had a 12% move off this 382 yesterday. Perfect little scalp. And now it's in a confirmed downtrend here. So we need to figure out how we're going to deal with this one. Guys, let us know if this trade is over here. I'm not sure fundamentally what the story was with this token. So yeah, let us know the situation there. I see Frank's asking for GRT. Somebody says, I'm the Fibonacci scientist. We call it science, you know. We like to think we scientists. We draw these lines on these charts and we call it science. I love it. Yeah, Rune, we dealing with. Okay, guys, cool. Rodolfo's here again. GM. Sol bounced on 19.3, correct. Okay, nice, guys. Good to see everybody here in the chats. Are we part of the? Are we currently with the school marathon, guys? Right now?
Yeah, it's being doubled. So it's being doubled in more places.
Okay, so we are live now with the Sniper or the Crypto Banter School 24-hour marathon, guys. It's a 24-hour session of all things crypto happening now. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got. Cass, we got to deal with Cass. This thing is going to kill me. 618. I refuse to exit this thing until we lose this area now. So this is me for now. If we do lose this trend, guys, we're looking at that type of bounce. Then we're looking at a possible rejection area. You'll be able to pull in your trend, and you'll be able to track it down. So you know, for me, this is last chance saloon for me here on Cass. Dave, how are you looking on Cass? Are you involved in it?
I am not involved. I died. No, I did the buffer strategy, and I made some profits. I barely missed an order on that dump on that weekend. I did get a message from somebody on Twitter that they were very thankful they did the strategy and made a killing of the profit there. But hindsight 2020, I think a little bit lesser leverage, the buffer strategy would have worked out, because that red candle there took out the highs and then went down. Would have been good. But
look, I must say, Cass doesn't always listen to the science, and maybe that's why I struggle with it. Yeah. So you know, I have a certain set of rules and things that I use in my system, and for some reason some tokens love it and some tokens just don't always agree. So Cass is my nemesis, but one day we're going to get it. Simon is in the chats and he's saying, don't forget, spot, hold, Cass, long, Lambo.
Yeah, go to the beach, as he said.
That is why I do have a little bit of spot of this Cass situation, but I like to trade it. It feels better when you pull out a bit of leverage and you hit it. And Ratta says scientists should be in white lab coats, not black t-shirts. Well, this is a different house of science. This is our house of science. Guys, Lena is also a nice one to look at. I've been playing around with this one on the Discord. You guys would have picked that up if you are on the Banter Discord. Just classic range play right now. I mean, it's just respecting this so well. Pumps, rejections into this major area, 0.112, just every time plays out. I've got a little bit of fib action here as well. We've got this fib situation from 17th. So we got a 618 sitting here with some horizontals, and you can see, look how this is just reacting in this area so nicely every time. So if you're buying these supports, you're getting your reactions. And again, guys, you can play these trends, you can play these ranges, you play them until they break. Obviously, they don't hold forever. And that's why we never win all of our trades. We win a percentage of our trades. And as long as we have our risk management in play and we focus on these key areas and watch supports, trends, that sort of thing, you are going to win more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
IMX, yes, guys, we have to look at IMX. There was some news on it today, guys. Let us know in the chats what the news was exactly. I heard the research guys talking about it earlier today.
Oh, IMX, interesting.
Let's pull up IMX.
IMX.
I know Craig loves IMX.
Jesus,
this is one of his
20%.
favorite. Look at that. Okay. So you get a pump like that, guys, and what happens? You look when you see this pump. If you've missed this pump, we had it with Trader Joe as well. When you see a wild pump like this, driven by maybe a short-term news situation, you often get your opportunities to grab your shorts off high impact zones. And look at this area that it was driving up into. Didn't quite hit the 200-day. But this was definitely in range here, and that would have offered up a beautiful rejection. So unfortunately, didn't ping that completely. Would I buy IMX now? It's a tricky one. This is the 12-hour, so you can zoom in obviously and look at things slightly differently. You can see what it's doing right now. It's trying to hold this 382. It's a little 382 zone here that it's busy fighting with at the moment. Is an area or a response area. And then guys, this 50-day MA that we are seeing come into play all the time here on these altcoins, don't forget about it now. It's the new 200-day MA. It's just these alts are loving it. I scalped 1 inch this morning, literally blew off this 50-day MA. Look at this thing. It started pushing and then it just ripped straight through it. Quick little move there on 1 inch. They're responding really well to these 50 days, the 50 days. So if we lose this on IMX, I would start looking at this zone as your next region. You can see it's a 618, it's a 50-day. There's a bit of action there. Otherwise, you're potentially looking at this type of range play now. Let's see how BTC goes. How are we looking here? Still just hanging on. Just hanging on. Okay, guys, that's what I have in front of me. I'm keen to hear about Bruce's Tomo trade. I want to hear what Dave's doing. And guys, while they're talking, I'm going to look in the chats and we'll start prepping some charts from you guys in the chat. So yeah, guys, cool. Dave, Bruce, you want to take it away there?
Either way, totally up to you. Dave, go for it.
Sure.
Or I guess I will. So
there's a Bruce's screen. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever. So yesterday we covered Tomo really being at a kind of decision point. It was up against resistance. It was a perfect setup for a short, but I wanted it confirmed, so we drew that. This is what was up on Discord, was these 2 lines, and it clearly, instead of breaking down, broke up, which is the green one. So we have our decision, and now we have this. And it behaved beautifully. It's just a simple, what Sheldon calls an SR flip, or I call break and retest. So it broke above this strong level, came back and retested, bounced right off that trend line. So I entered, I was asleep on the first part of this, but personally, I entered on right there. But as far as I'm concerned, anything under that downtrend line is still a valid entry. I would let it come down a little bit more, but frankly, at any point in this region is probably a decent entry with a stop below that trend line. In other words, if it breaks back through this trend line, that shows that it was this is just a deviation, right? And it's going to come back into this range. But to me, this is a worthwhile entrance right there.
What time frame is this through?
I'm on the 1 hour right now.
Okay. I'm looking at this now. I want to join you on this trade.
Yeah.
So are we waiting for a little bit more downside?
It might be. It came down. It really retested right there, which was 3 a.m. my time, and then it pumped up a little bit, and then it printed a red candle, and that's where I entered it right before the show. So
okay. So just keep your eyes on that. If it does pull down, let me know. I want to take a look at that.
Right. If it pulls down, it's definitely a good entrance or a decent entrance. We'll see. What I'm looking at, by the way, is coming up to, is a 5.5% into that range right there. But keep your eyes open for the fact that the 50 MA is going to interfere at some point. So right at the range of like 1.305. Keep your eyes open because it might run into some resistance from the moving average there. So I also did enter Solana. I took a look at where it bounced to. I'm just going to pull it up real quickly. But to me, I pulled the fib from this last pump, and Dylan did it from down in the bottom. It was a 382. Interesting how science works. But if you pull it right from here, this is exactly at the 618. And so it's a 618, strong horizontal level, break and retest, rejecting off the trend line. To me, that's classic. So I also just entered on Solana, which is doing well.
Okay. It's a good area. It hasn't lost that trend, so we can't call it bearish yet. We have had some deep red candles. We felt nice and uncomfortable, and it's the way we like it. And that normally presents entries for us, guys.
But that's what you say all the time, is right. You should be entering trades when they're deep for longs, when it's red, and when you're nervous and you go, oh my God, maybe it's going to go further. That's where you get your best entries.
Yeah.
And if you control your risk, and you get stopped out, so be it. But this is also where you make your most profit, is when you take entries like that. So it's a balancing game. Take a look at a couple others. And this one up too late. I set up 𝗓𝗏.
What's it? 𝗓𝗏 again.
Yeah, I know. I set
adding
that up
it to
right.
my watch list. I'm adding this right.
I set it up there. I was going to talk about it on the show, thinking it was going to be down over here, but bye. It's just pumping right now. So
absolutely
see ya.
ripping.
I love that. I love it.
Okay, I've added this to my watch list, guys. We're going to deal with this thing decisively.
I tell you what I like about it. Its moves are nothing's predictable, but its moves are classic in that, when you set up a TA on it and you take the time to do good analysis, as often as not, it listens to it. Unlike some other tokens, which are wild and woolly. I'm just really growing fond of this one for now.
Very nice. Very nice.
And
look on the 4 hour, there might be an entry on the 4 hour later on. You're gonna have to just let it play out a little bit.
But you're playing in. Let me just zoom in a little bit. You're playing right now in that range, right? You can see it, right? It's bouncing around in there. So I would at some point it's either going to break up over there or it's going to break down over there, and that's going to be your bigger move. There's a boatload of liquidity sitting hidden in this area. So if it comes back and retraces,
if you can zoom in a little more on your chart
for
everybody.
Yeah, I can. Is that better?
Yeah.
So I mean, the fact there's a lot of liquidity gap over there. It could just reject. Notice this middle area. It's constantly rejecting there. So if it rejects in the middle, comes down, I wouldn't mind getting back into it. That'd be pretty good, but keep an eye on it. Too late for now. The other one I'm looking at is GMX, which to me is, just sitting right there. We had one set of setups, and we did take that one, which is cool. Let me actually redraw some of this because those aren't needed anymore. But basically broke out of this resistance area, came back, retested his support, and then with yesterday's dump, he came back and is really testing it again. So I haven't quite fine-tuned the entrance on this, but I probably want to get down to 15-minute. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. You're looking at...
If you can zoom in a little bit there for us, Bruce.
Yeah, again, I'm just kind of getting my arms around this one now, but I like it. Right, you're consolidating in this range right over here. It's about exactly on the 382. So I'm gonna say that this is likely to be a decent setup. I would have I would give this one a little bit of room because you might expect a slight liquidity spike. So this one I might give it just a bit more room than normal for me to breathe. but I see definite potential 5.5% long sitting right off support there.
Okay, nice. So yeah, guys, again, there's multiple entry options when you are trading. There's obviously the cowboy style where you do no TA and you just buy shit. Then then you can look at levels and things like that. And obviously we form an opinion here based on what we're looking at. We draw these lines. We have our own inherent bias as to the day, how we think the day is going to play out. And our stuff plays out in that direction. So there's guys in the chat saying GMX looks like it's going to go down. Other guys are saying GMX looks like it's going to go up. Again, guys, we use TA. We play support. If you're unsure on a level, for example, wait for the break of trend, wait for the retest, then start at a new uptrend. You can play that game all day long. There's a million ways to do it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, the people that say it might go down might be right. At which point we're likely to see it drop into, wild guess, this area. At the right above the 618, there's strong support there. So you get a small stop loss over here, right? And then you get an extra if you catch the next long. All that means is you're going to get a better entrance. Yeah. You're talking about an extra. Let's say it's right there. You're talking about an extra 2 or 3% on the upside. So if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. You wait for better entrance, and you make a little extra money.
That's why we do what we do, and that's why we play this game, and we look for these high impact zones. And if the first one fails, there's always the next one. So Dave wants to know, when does the 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 start? It starts at the end of this month, and it runs for a month. So guys, make sure you signed up. Make sure you are joining Sheldon and my team. We want to win this thing. Run and Annie and Kyle, they're talking big game out there. We know what we can deliver, and we want to deliver it with you guys. And we want to do a lot of that stuff here on this live. We want to take these trades live with you guys. So join our squad. It's in the description.
Are we going to have them crying for their mama?
Yes, we will have them cry.
We're gonna do our best. Yeah, I can tell you that much. Okay. You got guys. There's some of the best traders just hanging out with us, sitting here on these lives. I know some of you guys in the chats. You also traders. I've seen some of the coins you guys are sending through there. Like, I think we can dominate this thing really. So
I love that.
We got to stick together.
We got to speak it into existence. We will dominate.
Yeah, we gotta dominate.
Okay, let's see. 𝗏𝗏𝗟𝗃𝗏 says, any trades now? Well, we've given a couple. There was Tomo. There is this GMX that Bruce is looking at right now. We probably missed these decent bounce areas. We're by about 5 minutes. Solana was a decent area. It's now bounced a little bit. So 20 minutes ago, guys, I think that was the prime entry. Now you're going to need to zoom in. You become a scalper after you miss these main bounce areas, and then you start looking for 15-minute setups, that sort of stuff. You start looking for breaks of trend, those type of things. Okay, I see somebody saying Cass is breaking out.
Yep. Cash just broke. Yep. Cash just bumped a little bit.
Okay, Dave, show us what you got going on there. And then, guys, I'll keep looking through the chats here. I see there's people asking about Loom and STMX. So I'll start drawing up those charts while Dave is chatting, and we'll get it going. And Unfire is breaking trend on the 1 hour. Dave, I'm adding your screen now.
What's going on, guys? So I'll start off with Bitcoin. You guys can see at the Keltner channel on the 15 minutes. We went below it. Now we're starting to climb up. So I do feel like we have bottomed here, but we are in the US market open or US session. So sometimes they like to push it down again and come up. So we'll see what they do here. But if there is one more push down, 26,350, there is a level here that is important. A point of control. So looks like they already tapped it, but sometimes I like to tap it twice because I'm sure there's a lot of long entries happening here. With that being said, I talked yesterday about the scenario where I'd like for it to come in this region and then go back up. So that's what I am betting on, that we are going to go higher. So we nailed that shorts on spell. Posted it on the Discord. This red line here, I drew that a few days ago on Tuesday. Did a little dance, but we made it. And so what I'm looking at now is this 618. It tapped it, and I guess I'm being a little too picky, but I took half off the board. I'd like for it to go past this pocket if we can, and then go up. So we'll see how that goes. I have not entered a long yet on spell, but I did close half of my short. So I will post an update if I do take that long.
So what is the target area for your spell entry for the long?
So I have an alert set here at 0.0005308 in the middle of this pocket here, between the 618 and the 66. So as soon as I get that alert, probably going to mark it long a position there. So yeah, that would be cool. Write it up, write it down, and write it up again. Nice.
Okay,
so
nice
I'll
one,
keep
guys.
you guys
So
posted.
that's in the Discord. Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. We could probably do a really nice safe stop loss once we get into this region here. But again, this is a very volatile coin. Be careful with your leverage. Don't go crazy. 50x and all that. I just took 50x. I took a long on WorldCoin, as they call it. My first, well, you guys saw me. I made a post on a potential short, and it played out last night. I didn't post this. This coin is just a little crazy for me, but should have took the short. We landed right back down on the trend line. So if history repeats itself, you can see every time it touches the trend line, it just likes to rise up. So touch the trend. This might be a good entry, starter entry, maybe, low leverage. And then if we touch this trend line again, which would correlate to the Bitcoin scenario I just talked about, that's where I'm going to add a little bit more. And then we ride it back up to at least the 618 region. And then you guys can see this order block that's appearing on the 1 hour right here. So that would be 15% move. If you enter now, 10-15% move would be nice. If we just close it at the 618, so let's just say it rejects right here, that's a 10% move. So I just started that long. So if you guys want to follow me in that, just be careful with your risk management.
Yeah, so we're not out of the woods yet with BTC, guys. The first bounce doesn't mean it's the only bounce. They might want to bring us down one more time. So just be prepared for that. And that's why, if you're looking for longs now, after we've had this initial bounce, you maybe want to ladder into a position in case we get that second move lower. So, the first bounce isn't always the only bounce.
And that second, or that Bitcoin level you had mentioned earlier, I think you said it's 26,150. So if we draw the measure tool where Dylan had pointed that out, it's a 1.5% move on Bitcoin. So whatever token you guys are trading, just be aware of the volatility on how it reacts to a 1% Bitcoin dump. Lena looks nice. Oh man, I should have took the long. I was considering it. But you guys can see here, I have an alert set at 0.01038 at the 618. That's what I was hoping for with that Bitcoin scenario. I was hoping for something like that, but looks like it already went. So I'm not going to enter the trade. But look at this. You guys can see. Oh yeah, and I did enter fetch. I think it's nice. I don't see this. It's held itself pretty well with what happened last night. It was completely unaffected. So with Bitcoin, with my thesis on Bitcoin going up here, nothing has changed with my analysis from yesterday. I think we are going to kind of go up to these regions here, which is at least a 10% move. So if you guys want to enter fetch, I think now is a good time. You can set a tight stop, maybe right here where you can see these candles had a hard time pushing it down. Stop loss, maybe like a 0.2225, I think would be a safe play. But you guys can see here, it's always important to pull up the Bitcoin pair. Fetch is outperforming Bitcoin by 2.6%, and Lena, just a moment ago, it was at 2.5%. Now it's just 5%, so it's going. So that's what I have right now that I feel confident in. I didn't take the maker short. I talked about it, that I would update it, but it's holding itself well. Like it went through the resistance box. I had an alert set off. I was watching it. And when Spell took a 5%, 6% dump yesterday or last night, Maker did like a 0.5% dump. So that's like, it's not a shortable coin right now, in my opinion. If anything, I see more upside with Maker. So whoever was asking about that, that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, just to finish.
Crypto King says fetch is going to dump. Send us your targets then.
Why?
Crypto King.
Why
I
would
don't
it
know.
dump? Let us know. Hey man,
let us know in the comments. Yeah, I mean, again, any opinion is welcome. We draw lines on the chart, guys. Like send us your thoughts. We're happy to look at it for you.
Yeah, and then just some thoughts. These are not trades I'm in right now, but it was nice to see Adam with all the red yesterday or last night at USA time. It's almost like it's becoming the hedge again. It's pumping. Maybe it's just going to keep going. And then interestingly enough, we talked about it on Tuesday, this little deviation thing that I was talking about. It played out, but man, quite a deviation it was, 14%. So
is that BLZ?
Yeah, it was out.
Yeah, okay. I've got a request for BLZ. I've drawn up a little chart for them as well.
I've been working on BLZ too and trying to channel Simon. So yeah.
Guys, okay, we'll pull out the luck algo as well on this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, one of you must pull out a BLZ chart. I mean, I've got mine too. Bruce does BLZ very well. So Bruce,
I'll pass it to you guys. Yeah.
Give us your BLZ, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it and
just zoom in a little bit there for us.
Yeah. So long trend line that's been around for a while. Let me get better there. The 618's right there at an area that there was strong. We got the break, you got the retest and rejection down below there. So it's clearly an area right at the 618 with the trend line below it, which is something I want to keep an eye on. So I was going like, wow, that might be interesting because you might get a reaction in this area. And then I said for yucks, because you know me, I don't use the indicators as much as Simon does, but I'm sure not going to knock it because you get good info. And lo and behold, sitting right there is a nice hefty order block at that exact same area. And then I pulled up the other one, and also you can see that if it comes down into this area, it'll be touching right into that green cloud right there. Which leads me to believe that if this thing comes down a little further, down to the, I'd call it the 0.173 area or so, you might get a decent reaction there as a bounce. I'm going to be watching it for sure. What do you guys see? I'm really curious.
Let me pull up mine as well. I think they're very similar.
Yeah.
I think they're very similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is how I'm seeing it. If we zoom out on the daily, you can see this major reaction zone that I highlighted. Mm-hmm. It is in the Discord, guys. This was a big area. Mm-hmm. I see we missed the alarm by like 1 cent or something like that. It rejected. And now I'm watching the support area. I'm watching horizontal support. Yep. I'm watching a 618. And you can see it's reacting in this area. Again, mm-hmm. At one point, BLZ was respecting the 618. I think 4 or 5 big trades in a row. It just loved that 618. Then it kind of lost its way a little bit. But let's see what it does if it gets down here. That is 618 and trend. I'd expect some kind of move there.
Yep.
And this thing does know how to move. Ivan is looking at 𝗀𝗁𝗟𝗏. Sure. There's some of these tokens we've totally forgotten about. 𝗬𝗿 we looked at yesterday, guys. We must look at it again. There were questions in the chat for STMX. I've prepared this chart for you. This is the 1 hour. What do I have for you? I've got a 786 bounce so far, and I've got a trend. Okay, so this is all I've got. There's not much information here. It's only been around, well, it doesn't seem to have been around much. But this is the 1 hour. Let's look for a move up. Let's see if it rejects a trend. Maybe we get that double bottom situation, something along those lines. Right now, where it is now, is there a trade for me? No. And this is on the 1 hour. So, rather wait it out. Let's see if it breaks up, maybe get support there, or pull back. So yeah, right now, no trade here for me. Let's look at Loom. Somebody asked for Loom in the chat, not Zoom, Loom. Big resistance zone, guys. So, I wouldn't really want to be long right here into resistance unless you start dialing in again very low time frames and you start looking for little 15-minute flag situations, which is possible. So let's take a little look here. Okay, problems for me, obviously, big resistance, big resistance, big resistance. There it is again. Okay, let's take a look at some fibs on this time frame. So guys, this is 15-minute time frames. Remember, it's obviously not as strong as pulling a fib over a week, for example, but it does give you something to work with. So I like the 382 for a pullback. When things are super bullish, 236 you can get stuck into, but for me, my preferred ones, 618, 382, that's sort of my set ones that I watch. 618, if it ties in with horizontals, I get excited. If it ties in with horizontals, trend, and a moving average, well, I start shaking from excitement. Nice. So here's a 382. It's a little bit lonely over here. See how it plays out. A little bit of action there. So what you're looking for, guys, you want to see a trend form, or you want to see a flag. So look for something along these lines. Look for a bit of up, down, and then maybe that break. That's the type of thing you want to look for after these big pumps. You need that consolidation. You need time, let it settle. And then if it's got some energy, it will reload. It will go again for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, mask. Mohammed asked for mask. Yes, I've done mask for you. This is mask on the daily, Mohammed. So interesting, it's broken this major trend and it's rejected off the 50-day MA. So this is big picture view. There's your 50-day MA. Nice little rejection here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, and we look for, after breakouts like this, you want to start looking for solid support zones. So here's a nice support area. You can see without any fibs here, you can see there will be some type of reaction here when it gets back to that level. Let's look at some fib pools. Let's pull a fib from that very low to the high. I'm looking for things to tie in. I want to see where they tie in. You can also pull a fib from the start of a move, for example, or the previous low. I like to find it an area where it ties in nicely so that I can get nice and excited. That's not tying in very well for me for what I'm looking for. But I do remember mask. Jackie once, I think we traded mask with Jackie, and it was respecting MAs and fibs really nicely. So maybe we just need to give it a bit more time. Let's see here what type of trend we have. Okay, so this is a bullish trend, obviously. I'd probably look for something like that. Look for a reaction there in that sort of region. This is the 4 hour. If you dial in, you can obviously get a different, a slightly more aggressive view. You might get a little trend in there. But bigger picture, I'd watch this area for a bounce, 2.65-ish, 2.66. That sort of region, it looks like it makes the most sense. So as long as BTC is not sending us to hell, that should be a decent reaction zone there, guys. Sri wants to know about Injective. We did do Injective, Sri, and it is in the Banter Discord. If you want to check that out. There's Jackie. Jackie's here. Jackie. Okay, Jackie, we must get you in the back end here. We'll get you in the back end. And we want to hear some B&B action in the next week or so. Okay, so Jackie will get you involved. Have we done 𝗫 today? Let's look at 𝗫. Leon wants to see 𝗫. Leon wants 𝗫. We'll give you 𝗫. Did we do link? I saw a lot of requests for link, guys. It hasn't hit a zone that I like just yet. So this is me for now on link. We had such a nice reaction off that 200-day scalper's dream. I mean, we had all these pumps with these nice supports yesterday, and they gave it all up today, and a lot of these alts settled in nice areas. Link for me hasn't settled in a nice sort of area yet. So, if you bought there, it wouldn't have felt right for me to buy it there. I would have waited for lower. So link for me, I like the 6.55, and I like the classic support buy, if we get this downtrend down here, 6.43, that sort of region on link for me. So right now here, no play yet. It does respect this 50-day MA, guys. So see what happens here. If we get to this area, a little wick down, that could be a decent bounce area, the 6.54 region. Abonay, let's do 𝗬𝗍 for you. I had a 𝗬𝗍 prepared. Look at that science playing out again. Okay, what did we say we were looking for yesterday? Okay, I love this stuff, guys. I love these altcoins.
Yeah, it was a break and just a support.
So yesterday we got the breakout. We were looking for a reaction at the 200-day MA. We wanted to retest the support, and guys, this is the basis that I traded CAS yesterday. Unfortunately, it didn't hold that support and it failed. But it's the same principle. You get the breakout and you retest that support area, and you want to see it hold. This is what we were looking for yesterday. So if you were chasing the candle high up, you might have been under a bit of pressure on the way back down, the ride all the way down to 62. But we got our first sort of bounce there. So now obviously we want to see this hold and make its way higher. But at least the first reaction was solid. It's what we were planning for. So always, guys, you break a nice area. So look at the 618. You break a nice area. You want to see that hold as support. Sometimes you get a little wick down, but you want to see that area hold, and then buyers get comfortable with that sort of level, and then they push it up. Dave says Cape Town looks miserable. The winter won't go away yet, Dave. It's like perma winter in Cape Town. It literally doesn't go away. Maybe someone can make it stop. Abonay likes the music. Sand. Anna, yes, let's do sand as well. DYDX. Dave, do you want to take DYDX?
Yeah.
Okay, will you get DYDX ready? Bruce, if you see anything in the chat, let us know what you want to handle there.
Sure. Okay.
I'll go through a couple others while you guys set that up. Let me do sand. I haven't looked at sand in a very long time. Okay, wow. Okay, it has been a while. Okay, there's our old support for sand. I'm just pulling it across here. So this was old support. Old support turned into resistance, turned into major resistance. I mean, look at this thing. It's tried so many times. Wow. Okay, we've got a downtrend here on sand. Oh, and there was a question on XRP. Well, we need to tackle.
Yeah, I can grab XRP. I was looking at it.
Yeah, I'd like you to do XRP first. That would be great.
Got it.
It's 618. So yeah, that's our zone. I love a 618, guys, and it works. You get your reactions. Play these areas. You can see sand respecting it for now. But we're in a downtrend, so let's see what happens up there. You could very well get something along these lines, and you can also then just wait for that trend, wait for the trend to break. But I love these bars. You can see it was resistance, 618 pullback, support. So no reason why we won't get some type of reaction here. Let's see how this plays out in this area. Waves. Led wants to see waves. It's the war coin. Crypto King says sand. Looking for shorts. Crypto King, yes. Let's look for shorts on sand. If I was looking for a short on sand, it would be a push up to a resistance zone. So that's either 0.2946 or 0.2974 sort of regions make sense to me.
The top of the trend line looks good.
Yeah. So yeah, anywhere in those areas, guys. Jonathan, we did do Matic earlier. I touched on it briefly. Just scroll back a little bit. It is there. It did bounce off trend. It lost my main support, but had a good reaction off trend and did tie in nicely with BTC, thankfully. Abernay wants to short AVAX to 0. I agree. It just feels like it's going to 0. Dave, when you're ready, are you going to give us DYDX? Okay. I'm pulling up your chart.
Okay, so DYDX bullish, in my opinion. Got this order block down here. Every time it touches it, it wants to go higher. We have this trend line that's formed. So what I would do is, instead of entering now, if you're not in the position, wait for it to touch the trend line if you want a precision entry. So I'll even set an alert with you guys. I think 1.962 is a good one.
I like this trend that it's in. DYDX has actually been very healthy considering what the market's done. So well.
Look at that. It's just a big uptrend. So we've got this 4-hour order block, and then you've got a higher one here at the MA. But if you were to get a precision entry here at like 1.962, that's a decent 7% move. Continuation could be 15-16%, and we've seen that before. For example, right here. So from down here to here, 22% move. So if history repeats itself, we'll see. Looks good though. It's bullish. I wouldn't short this thing. So
cool.
That's it for DYDX.
Crypto Banter wants to see Dave trading from his Tesla.
The only thing I can do is well, I mean, I figured out how to bust open the internet so I can see the charts as I'm driving. I was basically just staring at the charts and then using my phone to execute.
Guys, for those of you that are new here, this trading team, David won the 𝗵𝗵𝗆 competition. When was it, Dave? 4 months ago. He traded like a savage. He was an absolute beast. But you know what? He's a big banter fan, and you know, he used a lot of the sniper teams' support charts and things like that. But he mastered the art of psychology behind trading, and that is the most important thing, really, in my opinion. So, you know, the charts and stuff helped him a little bit, but he sorted it out in his brain there. So, you know, guys, if you got questions on trading psychology, drop it in here, and Dave can answer for you guys. But we've got a competition winner sitting here with us, guys. This is why this bit get things.
Let's do it, man. Okay. You gotta do some DJ plays.
Get into our team. They're giving away a helicopter. Literally giving away a helicopter. Yes.
A helicopter?
And where are we gonna put it?
I promise you, they're giving away a helicopter. Then there's something else, like, but this helicopter situation, I don't know. It's incredible. So.
Oh gosh.
Okay. We want to put it.
I'm going to park it in the basement. I don't know how I'm going to fly it into the basement, but we want this helicopter.
That's funny. Cool. Let's do it, guys. Let's get a helicopter, man.
There we go.
Mike says Dave's an inspiration. Yes, he is an inspiration, guys. He's mastered the art of trading psychology. He sweated bullets. He sat in some positions that were red and, you know, didn't panic, kept his head. And there's a lot we can learn from Dave, guys, as traders. Obviously, everyone's got their own style and how they do things. But you know, guys, pick his brain in the chat there anytime.
Yep.
Oh, I think I'm going to be going on at 6 Central.
Good.
To the marathon.
Okay, so you on the 24 hours. Where do they find Where do they find the link for this?
I think it's the same YouTube link we're here on right now. It's just
we're on both. It's in Plus, but there's 2 streams running at the same time. There's our live stream, and then there's the marathon stream. We're on both right now.
Awesome. Yeah, so see you there if you guys got questions.
And there's 𝗪𝗏𝗟𝗀 questions here from Stanley. He I think he said he missed the session, so you'll be able to re-watch it, guys. 𝗪𝗏𝗟𝗀 is part of our stuff. You know, we use it. We use the order blocks. You see Simon's here all the time. There should be a 𝗪𝗏𝗟𝗀 link as well in the description. You can sign up there on 𝗪𝗏𝗟𝗀. You see, it's part of our trading strategy. We use it quite regularly to confirm things. So yeah, if you don't have it, get it out. I think there's a trial as well that you can sign up for. I think you get 30 days. So get it in the link there. We need to wrap up, as far as I understand. I know Craig's
actually, no, we've got a half an hour. If you'd like to keep going, Craig comes on in 30 minutes. Oh, actually, let me look. Actually comes on in 45 minutes.
Okay.
And with Pain and Pleasure. And then I'm on after that with a special trading guest star, Nick Sean, who's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be on for 2 hours. And then at 3 p.m. Pacific East Coast time, so that's noon West Coast time, Mama Sniper is going to be on. That's really exciting.
Oh, guys, you don't want to miss that.
No. And then after that, 𝗪𝗏𝗟𝗀 is on. He's one of the mentors inside Discord. Just everybody adores him. He's going to be talking about indicators that keep you in control. And then after that is Sean going to be doing some brilliant talk about risk management. His instructions on how to really do risk management with his spreadsheets is nothing short of brilliant. And then right after that is DGen Dave, who's going to show us how to win the next competition. And then right after that, Sean and I are going to be hosting a section on investing, so long-term investing for building a portfolio. So that's the rest of the 24 hours.
A little bit of streaming today, Bruce.
A little bit. Got
3 hours from staring into the screen.
3 hours. Well, this 2 hours here and then 3 hours on my own. Yeah, it'll be fun. It's cool.
Nice. Okay, guys, I've got a request for MTL. Let me pull up MTL for you. So what I've done here at MTL, I looked for a trend. This is the short time frame, short-term duration, 4 hour. You can see we had a little bounce off that trend over there. What is it going to reject at? I'm looking at this 200-week MA and 618 a little bit higher. Let's zoom into the 1 hour. Okay, so it's right now, it's reclaiming this 382 area. Let's see what happens here, but it's got some work to do. It's not out of the woods there yet. Let's zoom out to 12 hours. You can see there was a lot of action going on down there back in the day. Jeez. Okay, let's see. 618, guys. I mean, guys, if you're not using the 618 in your life, look at this thing. Okay, there's a free gift again. Get it in your system. There's a million things you can use. You can use this, what do you call it, SMC. You can use the order blocks. You can use all these things, but just for my sake, make sure you get some fibs in your trading plan or your strategy. Make sure you use it, just so you can see what it does for us. You can see what it does for us. So 618 bounce. Right now, you're looking at 200-week resistance. So be careful there. There's no long there. Support areas to watch: 200-day, 50-day MA, a little bit lower than that. But yeah, no actual trade set up right now for me on this guy, unless you're trading spot and things like that. You can look at it, or you're zooming in onto these 15-minute guys, chasing the breaks and stuff like that. Yeah, so nothing to report there. Bruce, wait, Marty wants to know what's the best fib setup. Well, Morty, I just use mainly the 382, the 618, and the 786. There are other fibs. 𝗏236. Craig uses the 886 a lot. I know Jackie loves the 0.5, even though we argue it's not actually a fib. But yeah, for me, 382, 618, 786 is what you get from me, and those give me pretty much the best reactions that I've seen. So that's why I use them. And the higher the time frame you pull them from, the stronger they are.
Right.
And Crypto King says fibs are good. I'm relieved. So he agrees with us. Okay. So cool, Crypto King. I'm fist pumping you. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Farhad wants to see AGLD. Bruce, do you want to do XRP quickly?
Yeah, I got it. They got it set up. You know, sometimes these, if you remember correctly, a week ago or whenever it was, hold on, right there on the 13th, so a couple weeks ago, we had that crazy spike where XRP out of nowhere just pumped up, double, 91%. I mean, just stupid. And we got excited, trying to justify it, etc. But it often throws off TA until it doesn't, because look what happened. Like, this all happened, and yet if you go back in time, XRP's been in this range right here for a long time, and it's had this slight uptrend right there, but basically it broke that, so it's kind of not valid anymore. But basically, after all that excitement, XRP found balance again, and it's right back in the range. So for a trade right now, it seems to me to be just smack in the middle of this range right there, which is kind of no man's land. So if it comes down towards the bottom of this range right over there, you'll be able to find yourself along. If it comes up to the top of the range, for now, you'll likely be able to find a short. But personally, right now, all I see right now is just rejecting. Again, if you want to get really short time frame on it, you might see that it's rejecting. Let me zoom in just a bit. You might see that it's rejecting off of that trend line, but even that's kind of past, right? So after it bounced off that trend line there, you might have taken it short, but that's gone too. So personally, right now, I would wait to see what it does to find a clear, solid support or resistance level, and then go from there. And that's it.
Nice.
What else, Dill? Oh, zoom in. Yeah, there we go. Zoom in. So it's resistance, support in the middle. So it just seems to be kind of fibrillating back and forth there. Dylan,
Okay,
did
nice.
we lose you? Okay, there you are.
Yeah, I lost myself there for a second, but don't worry,
Okay.
I'm back. I'm live.
Wait.
I'm looking at 𝗏𝗏, and I want to do
Ooh.
AGLD.
Yeah.
Fahad's got a question on AGLD. Rodolfo, thanks, bro. I had someone walk in here, so I muted them. Okay, so Bruce, I'm going to pull up my 𝗏𝗏 quickly.
Yeah.
This is 𝗏𝗏, so we're in a downtrend. We were playing a range, rejection, 618 reaction so far. Nothing to really report. This is the 8 hour. So right now we're watching this 618. If things are going to turn bullish again, you want to see the trend break. Let's look at this trend now that we've got a low. So I would look for something along these lines. If you didn't get that 618 bounce, you want to see something along these lines for the move higher. If we lose that, well, we're still in this downtrend. This is your next reaction zone, 786, horizontal stuff going on there. And then the big one is the low to keep your eyes on. 3.82 is your low. That you should get a reaction there. So reaction zones 4, 3.82, and well, it was the 618 at 4.18. Crypto King says, looks bullish. Somebody shorted IMX here. Damon wants to know about Maker. I think Dave's covered Maker in the Discord as well, and he did cover it earlier. So let Dave remind you there where Maker is.
It's bullish. Be careful on shorting it. If you're long, hold it.
Okay.
Say that again. What? Did I hear that right?
I think he said it's bullish because I'm shorting it.
Yeah.
Along
Okay.
those lines.
I got like, wait a minute.
Okay, ADLD, Fahad, let's deal with this thing. Okay, what do I like? 200-day MA. Look how nicely this respects this 200-day MA. So that's nice, guys. This is good information to have, because if it comes back for another visit, you could get a reaction there. So this is the daily I'm looking at currently. Let's look at 8 hour. We've got our 50-day MA talking. There's a little bit of action over there. Okay, we got this lower region to keep our eyes on. This is a hell of a wick. I don't really like pulling fibs from massive wicks like this. I just sometimes feel like it's a false, almost a false reading. If that makes sense. Let's look at a 236. Okay, so you can see what's going on here. It's trying to break through this area. And there is some fib action here. If you pull that fib from that high over there to this low, you do have 236 action. So yeah, interesting place. Maybe if you zoom in, you could look for a flag. So you would then look for some kind of flag situation and see if you get that break up. Like today, we had flags on BTC, we had flags on loads of things that actually broke down. So, you know, just because you see a flag doesn't guarantee that it's going up, guys. So yeah, play that. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a resistance zone now to keep your eyes on. And then here's your range. So down to this 200-day, I think you'll get a nice move there. Let's look at a fib pull from this low over here to that high. And that 786 should give you a reaction. Let me clean that out. And that 786 is the middle of this range now. So if it does pull back, you could get a reaction here. And that'll tie in very nicely with this 50-day as well. Okay, so there's more reason for this 50-day to potentially hold on a pullback. So pullbacks 0.561, possible bounce there. And then 0.518, possible bounce there. And yeah, if you're more bullish on this AGLD, look for the flag, play the break, and see if you go. If it moves higher, look out for the 618 here at 0.641. Jackie says never fade Fibonacci. Never fade Fibonacci, guys. They deliver. PYR looks interesting. Okay, you guys want to cover something else there? What do you have?
Somebody asked about lever or lever. I just kind of drew something up here from what I'm seeing.
Okay, I'm adding your screen. And
So
I see 𝗏 and things like that too. Okay, nice.
never heard of this token, looked it up. Looks like it's some kind of leverage trading exchange. Maybe it's not a centralized exchange, I'm guessing, which is probably what the hype is about. 32% in the past 30 days. As far as Fibonacci go, I was just kind of figuring out where, yeah, it's like sell here to the high here, ties in with the 618 fib level here, and then you got an order block and a huge resistance block here. So looks like a good short, but I am not touching this thing because I have no idea what it is. So depending on where you're at in this trade, I mean, if you're long and you're wondering when to close it, maybe take profit one might be good. This could potentially be like an ascending triangle. So if this token is bullish, you know, maybe we'll see something like that. I'll add it to my watch list. It's interesting. So we'll see.
Crypto Kings says bearish PYR. Perp. Please look. Haiti wants to see perp.
I mean, guys, that looks terrible. I don't know that. Yeah.
Yep.
But that looks like a pump and dump.
Yeah, there was a big pump and dump situation there.
That's like hi-fi. I mean, you guys saw the hi-fi hype. It looks exactly the same. It's like, I want to join this Telegram group. Come on. What do these guys know?
Only helps if they tell you way before. I'm yet to find that one. Any of those groups that you get into, you just get smashed.
And maybe IMX is the one that they're pumping this time. Like, we'll see if IMX is in the spotlight this week. I'll be paying attention to that. So, but yeah, that's what I have for a lever.
Wow. Cool.
So, any comments on perp there? I think Haiti's sweating here, 0.065.
And I really hope you're not in high leverage there. Like, that just maybe hope for a bounce. Like, you hear this order block here. So if it bounces and it gets back to your entry, get out. That's what I would say.
Okay.
I don't know if you have something to say there, Dylan, or
HNT helium.
I think HNT is dead.
Yeah. Well, they're not using. Well, it just pumped, but HNT, the helium miners, had converted to a interim token on the Solana blockchain called IoT. So it's really Solana now, the whole thing. Yeah. I got a small mining setup on that. But if for some reason, HNT's bounced just now, which is why you probably noticed it.
Can I give you my comments on perp? Let me give you my thoughts on perp. Perp's just bounced off a 786. Okay, you've got your reaction there. It's 0.608. So I would say if it loses this current 0.601 or that 786, if it loses that, I would look to start cutting. It might dip lower and the candle can still pump up. So, just to manage your risk, maybe look at starting to cut if you start losing that area, because it could mean that we are going lower on perp, and then you might be looking at 0.57 as your next area there. So yeah, it's definitely in a downtrend. You want to see it try and stabilize here at 0.60123, that sort of area.
Dylan, Chris just sent me a link, which is the other YouTube channel. I just stuck it in our private chat. If you want to put it up as a banner or headline, if you
yes. Okay, let's.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm going to drop the link in the chat, guys.
Yeah.
So this is the link for the 24-hour.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, that's the marathon for the guys transitioning. So that's the link to use after we end. Everything will pick up on that channel. So that'll be...
right. Okay, this is the link that Chris dropped for us, right, Bruce?
Yeah, that's going to be Craig. So Craig's picking up on that channel.
Okay, I'm copying and pasting this in the chat here.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Chris, who organized the 24-hour marathon. Seriously, an amazing amount of work, herding kittens and getting us all aligned and coordinated together.
It's a lot to take on.
Yeah.
Okay, Unibot. Let's do Unibot, guys. Let me pull that up for you. I think we looked at this Unibot situation yesterday. We're sitting on a support level. Hopefully it's still holding that. Let's see. Oh, barely. Okay, so Unibot. Next target for Unibot, 41. After hitting 227. There was a lot of conviction on Unibot in this office. A lot of guys like how it's the actual project. It was making money and things like that, and there was so much hype around it. It was like that old AI narrative that went crazy. But it looks like it's died down. Unibot is apparently making money, so there is a project there. But losing levels now for me. So I think there's time to get stuck in. I don't think you need to rush this one. When it turns bullish again, maybe that narrative is back. You can ride that trend. Otherwise, just play level by level here. Wait for some kind of dip. It's like it's just hanging on to this area here, guys. Just. But this it's obviously just not the flavor of the month anymore. They were all big. Rollbit, Unibot.
The narratives are changing.
Yep.
Gala. Dave, how are you on Gala? From what I remember, Gala is just in a range.
No, Gala got stopped out. Made a new low, guys. This is not looking good.
God. Okay, so Gala, time to maybe switch allegiances to gaming tokens. Yes. So guys, if you want gaming tokens, what are we looking at? Right now, I've got my eyes on PYR, and I think it's Nakamoto Games. That's kind of where I go to now when I'm looking at gaming stuff. Gala, there's a lot of FUD about Gala. They're fighting. There's all sorts of things going on. When the news comes out that they have sorted out their problems, I have no doubt this thing will start pumping. One to keep it on your list, keep it on the on the back burner there. But until we get some good information out of them, I think this is just going to keep leading. I mean, for all we know, it's the developers or the owners that are selling these tokens. They could just be selling it out slowly. We don't know. So just play it cautiously now. I mean, we've lost new levels now, guys. You've seen the other stuff's pumping. GFAL, Games for a Living, that's a good one. Nakamoto Games, all these other projects, they're moving. You move to the ones that are moving.
Yeah, IMX or 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍 is gaming too, I think.
Yep.
I know 𝗕𝗁𝗄𝗍𝗍 was really into promoting that one.
Nia has bullish divergence on many time frames, according to 𝗓𝗏. Yes, we did look at Nia, right, guys? We did, hey?
Yes. There's a conference, I think, on there.
Yes, Nia conference in November. What are we doing with Doge? What is the situation?
I was wondering about that too.
Let's have a look. I got stopped out on Doge last night. I had a FOMO position. Sheldon is still in Doge, if anybody is wondering. His is very low leverage though, guys. So playing it differently, I had a tighter stop and I got wicked out in that story last night, unfortunately. And right now it's just looking quite rangy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got, it's just looking a bit rangy here. Let's see. I mean, these are support zones to watch. Let's look at this trend. We've got a trend coming down here. Yeah, we can pull that trend there. Okay, so pullbacks. There are pullbacks. These are key areas. This region here in the middle, 0.0634, that sort of area. There's a level, 0.0591. Let's look at some fibs here. Bang, 618. Okay, 618 is right in the middle here. 0.0604. Okay, tying in with some horizontals. So I'd say that's a nice area. So again, eyes on BTC, but you could get something very nice there, down to the 618. Otherwise, just play the trend. When we do break the trend, you want to see support on old resistance. Okay, so we break the trend. You want to see the support here, and then you can get that next move up. STG. What is STG? Also a gaming situation.
STG.
Rodolfo is giving us some gaming tokens. BYR, NAKA, Dubs, DUWBZ, GFAL. GFAL was a nice one. I know Sam Price loves that GFAL.
Yeah, it's a spot only. STG, Stargate Finance.
Yeah, low cap gaming stuff. Don't know the size of this project. That's clearly resistance there, guys. Don't like that. Probably needs a bit more time, this thing. Let's look at fibs here. 618 again. Another boring 618 bounce, guys. There it is. Okay, so yeah, DFAL, resistance, 0.0275. That's your resistance area. Support, the 618, big support. And it's going to time with this 50-day. So watch this 50-day MA. Watch this 618 over there. That looks beautiful. This somebody's saying FML. I keep saying, I think is he looking for a token, or is he saying FML? Let's check.
I think he meant flamingo token. Or F my life. Yeah. Are you losing a trade?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, because I can't find FML on TradingView, guys.
No such thing for me.
Do we do ZIL? Fahad, we used to do ZIL all the time. ZIL had a nice rejection today. Guys, my eyes are everywhere. Look at this thing. I really worked on the ZIL chart for you today. Bang.
ZIL's right on that trend.
Look where it rejected, guys. 50-day MA, horizontal trend.
Nice one.
Fahad, I'm everywhere. Okay, so let's see. How do we deal with the ZIL situation? It had a very nice move today. Okay, trend is a big rejection here for now. Let's look at a support trend.
It's respecting that a lot, it seems. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Yeah,
there we go. Okay, so it's in this bullish trend until proven otherwise. When we lose the trend, we've got a different story. So ride that up. I'd like a break here. I want to see support in this region. It's a very strong area up there. Once we get through it, it should hold 0.0174. But the sell-off today was quite hectic because it was looking really good earlier. And it had quite a hard rejection, this 50-day. Guys, remember, 50-day MA is coming to play a lot lately. Joy says, what does she miss? Joy, you missed quite a few setups, quite a few entries, but I mean, we've probably gone through, 15, 20 tokens already. You can scroll back. We do have someone coming in to do timestamps and things for us soon, so you guys will be able to just jump to whatever tokens you want. That'll be happening by next week. TRB, let's do TRB. I think we did that earlier already.
We did. Go for it.
Punisher likes LDO. Let's see.
I know, yeah.
$618. Okay, so this is what I was looking at earlier on Lido. We lost trend, guys. So when you lose that trend, the same way the bulls like to play the break of trend and the retest, when we lose a trend, when we lose an uptrend, we look for that retest of a resistance area for a possible short. So now things are starting to look a little bit bearish for us. We're seeing some of these alts are front running, losing trends. It's normally a bad sign, actually. We've seen it before when we had these changes. A couple of alts started front running, and then everything just came afterwards. So this is not a great sign for me. If we do get a bounce here on Lido, I'm looking for a rejection or reaction at 1.53. So yes, definitely a bounce on the cards here. They don't always go down in a straight line. You sometimes get a bit of a zigzag. So, there could be a bounce here, 2.5-3% into that 382 and trend, and then another possible rejection, which is bear country then up there until proven otherwise. There's a possible downtrend now you're going to look for as well. Look for something like that and see how it plays out.
Dylan.
Yeah.
But by the way, apparently Craig is ready. I'm trying to check whether he's in the same StreamYard as us or a different one. Can you see him?
He must be in the 24-hour setup somewhere.
Okay.
If Craig's ready to roll, guys, we're going to cut short. Craig's doing a great session. He's doing trading psychology and things, I believe. So, guys, you've got to get onto this. You've got to get onto this with Craig. He's excellent at this stuff.
Amazing stuff last time. I'm excited again.
Okay, so guys, let's cut it here. Everybody, Banter Discord. The charts are there. Bruce's stuff's there. Dave's stuff's there. Simon's stuff's there. My stuff's there. You find it all there. BitGet competition coming next in the next week or two. It starts.
Yep.
Join Sheldon and my team. We are a team. Me and Sheldon are going at this thing together with Bruce, David, Simon, everybody, and everyone in this chat. We want you on our team. We want to take these trades with you. The link is in the description. So get on there. Join the team. Guys, we'll be on tomorrow again. Good luck out there. Let's hope these levels hold. And just quick recap for you guys. Eyes on BTC here. For those of you that are trading now through the day, I like this 382 zone. I want to see this area hold down to 26.3. If not, mid-range, just above 26. You'll see that there's also, the fixed range profile gives us a POC, which is a point of control as well, somewhere in the center here, 26, that sort of region. So those are the areas I'm watching. Again, if BTC starts dipping a little bit into this 26.1, maybe look at dominance, see how the alts are responding, and act accordingly. If the alts are dumping, then you got to be careful. But if BTC is dropping and these alts are holding their levels, it could be a nice sign that things are going to reverse. So cool. Play it safe out there, guys. Enjoy Craig's session. You're going to love it. We'll catch you guys later.
Take care.
Take care, guys.